Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's your host, not so most ratchet. They call me Sanctified Craige right now. I'm in the house with your favorite doctor, Doctor Too Sweet, aka Miss Fat Chick. What we got today?
What's good? What's good? What's good? So, as the title on the flyer says, this is a red versus blue conversation with the election coming up. I felt it's very important to keep this discussion going because it's a lot at stake at this election. So we're gonna talk about Trump v. Kamala and some of the things that's been happening lately. Just to get some info out there, because I think there's a lot of people that are misinformed or not really sure about what's going on. We're gonna talk about it.
Man, they are misinformed. I've been battling all day about this show. And I've been asking people who they go vote, who they go vote for. And I'm sorry to tell you, Doctor, they love us some Trump, man. I don't know what this guy did will make this guy so great. I don't see it, but they see it. So we got to dispel some of these things that's going on today. So, I'm going to let you do your thing, good doctor. This back check.
Good looking. So, yeah, let's get into it. I just want to start by saying that this is not about voter shaming. This is not about, trying to necessarily sway anyone's decision, because as an American citizen, it's your right and your freedom to vote for who you want to. But I think it's important to have all the facts before you vote. I really feel like the reason why Trump has such a big following, we hear it all the time. People feel like when he was in office, we were doing better. We had more money. He was cutting checks. That's what they think. I've talked about this many times as far as having an understanding of how Congress works, right? That is the branch that passes laws. The president just signs off on it, or he can veto it if he so chooses, right? So when it comes to using that as a reason to vote for Trump, it's not heavy enough, right? And on top of the fact that he's his biggest opponent, right, on the Democratic ticket is Kamala Harris, which a lot of our people unfortunately seem to have a problem with for various reasons, and a lot of them are just media, spreading misinformation or trying to sway people. So I want to start out talking about the fact that Trump is running on the Republican ticket, right? This is who the Republican Party says is our best and our brightest. And as most of us can see and know, Trump is not the brightest person. He goes off on these tangents talking about people and how slow they are and all this other stuff. That's just him projecting. All right. The man threatened to sue the college he went to if they released his transcripts. It's like, what do you have to hide? You wanted us to look into Obama's birth certificate. You wanted us to look into Kamala's medical records and her ancestral history. Why we can't look at your college transcript, sir? So there's a video I wanted to share where Reagan is giving a speech, right? Mind you, Reagan is a Republican. So I thought it was very interesting that Reagan made this speech, and Trump actually fits everything he's saying that we need to avoid or not allow to happen. So give me a second. Let me pull up my screen here real quick. All right.
You take your time, good doctor, man.
Yeah, I got it. Shout out to A1. He coached me a little bit on how to share my screen and everything, so I'm able to do this because last time, I couldn't. But
shout out to
it.
the franchise, A1, man. You will see that powerful debate, hopefully, with A1 and Dr. Too Sweet. If Dr. Too Sweet don't run.
If I don't what? If I don't run, don't play with me.
You hit it.
Don't play with me. All right, hold up. Let me get to this video.
Hopefully you get there.
No, I ain't running from nothing.
Yeah, I know you are.
All right, so this is the Lincoln Project here. Reagan was speaking on. See, hold on, I got it on two separate screens. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah. I got it. Wait, just 1 second. There we go. Select the tab. Oh, because it got to be on the same tab.
Yeah, it'll be on the side tab. Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
Yeah, we over here on Paradise Chill TV 314 and Dr. Too Sweet. You coming out your own channel, YouTube channel, right? You try to build up, right?
Yeah, because I had another channel, but I'm starting from scratch. So, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to get that built up, add these videos to it, and, just develop an audience or whatever so that there's multiple places that people can find me or see anything that I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I got it. All right, 1 second. All right, so we right here. Wait, which one? This one? I think it's this one. Let me see. Yep, there you go. All right, boom. And this is on my page for anyone who wants to find me. My name on Facebook is Dr. Too Sweet. You can find me very easily. I believe I'm the only one. But watch this video real quick. Listen to Reagan's words very closely. Okay. I didn't know it was going to jump to Instagram, but give it a second. There you go. Wait, there's no volume. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear you. You shut your audio in the thing, right?
Oh, you got to share your audio too?
Yeah, when you in the share screen. When you first bring it up, before you share it, you got to say share auto. Okay, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom. You got to click on it button. So go back out and come back in with it.
Okay, I closed it out. And then let me go back. Okay, so when I click present, then I click slides, right?
Yeah, whatever which one it is, it's gonna say share auto at the bottom.
It don't. Dang, I thought I had it. Hold on. Video file. Nope, it's telling me to
You got to go all the way out. You got to knock this one down.
knock what? This one?
Yeah, and then go all the way
Oh,
back
you
in.
can see my screen right now?
Now I can see. Now we back up. But at
Okay,
first you
okay.
had it up still. Yeah.
Okay, share screen.
You should see
And
at the
then
bottom. It should say share auto.
it
Right.
just says share screen. It says screen sharing tips, and then it says share screen. Oh, also share tab audio. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already checked.
Okay. So
All right, let
you
me
got to
go.
make sure your Instagram volume is on then. Because it
All
should
right,
show.
I'm gonna try it one more time. If it don't come up, I'll just continue on because
All
I'm
right.
new to all of this. So I'm trying. Yeah, see the volume button. Let me see if I can start it over. You can hear it now, right?
No,
You still didn't hear it? Let me. I'm gonna play it. See if you can hear it.
please.
You don't hear it?
Uh-uh.
All right, never mind. I'll work on that for next time. But anyway, basically, Reagan is saying that we need to clean house. We need to clean out the privileges and the perks. Um, and they go into the video showing Trump. Obviously, he's been living off of these privileges and perks. He's even using his presidency um, as a way to like sell products. You know what I'm saying? Get people to buy stuff. Let me go back to my screen here. Hold on to us. Okay, boom. So, dang, see, now I don't know how to put, oh, my camera, there you go. Yeah, he's selling sneakers and Bibles, and now he got this crypto that he's selling, which, listen, the cool part about it is he created this crypto. 20% of that crypto is owned by the people who started it, right? They're the only ones who can sell it. So if you buy any of his crypto right now, you can't even sell it until he says so. That's a scam if I never heard it, right? He did a show with Fox News and Friends the other night, or was that last night, I think, where he talks about, they asked him, like, what do you do if a school wants to teach about slavery? He said, well, we'll cut their funding. People try to say that he has nothing to do with Project 2025, but one of the tenets in Project 2025 is to eliminate the Department of Education. And to add to that, he wants to punish schools or take away their state and federal funding if they teach about slavery or critical race theory or anything to do with the history of white people in America, which is crazy to me because anybody who's voted for Trump or anybody who says that they support Trump, they're supporting having their own history erased, which makes no sense to me. It might not matter to everybody, but in 100 years, what are our great grandchildren going to look back and say? We allowed it to happen. We allowed our history to be wiped away. We don't want that. So there was a meme that I had shared also where it talks about Trump's projection. I talked about that also, where he projects these things onto people that are actually wrong with him. So a big issue that people love to bring up about Kamala is how she was pro gender affirming surgery for inmates. So if a transgender male or female goes to jail, there's a clip everyone is showing where she's saying, yeah, I want to make sure that they have this surgery. Let me give you some facts about that. So the gender affirming surgery started in 2016 under whose presidency? Trump. The Bureau, according to the Bureau of Federal Prisons, it was updated in 2016 and 2022. Kamala still hasn't affirmed if she still supports this. So people were taking old clips where she talked about this and using that as an excuse to say, oh, I don't want to vote for her because she's for it's taxpayer dollars paying for this gender affirming surgery. But Trump and Biden maintain this they maintain this legislation, and now he tries to come and say, oh, they're the far left lunatics and they want all of this stuff to happen. But the gender affirming surgery for these people, it follows the recommendation of every medical association, every single one. So this is not something that Kamala came up with. This is not something that she's pushing. And the only reason Trump even pushed it back then was because he wanted the LGBTQ vote. But he had to backtrack because these far right wing Opus Dei leaders that he works for was like, nah, we can't support that. So he had to switch up and change his story about what's happening. But let's not forget, all of this started under his presidency.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Earlier, yeah, that was one of the ones too, man. Shout out to Neo Love. He said the only reason he voted for Trump is because of this bill you was talking about earlier today. I said we were like, that's weak, bro. But you would vote for Trump. But he said he is anti-LGBT, and I like Kamala. Have you heard of this discussion that went down between the two? I think y'all gonna get it wrong. It ain't like she like they both politics, right? They try to win the election, man. So they got to be gentle, and them folks got human rights, man. So at the end of the day, man.
That's what I was about to get.
Continue.
Thank you. That's what I was about to get to. Because I understand not everybody agrees with everybody else's lifestyle, right? But at the end of the day, we're all adults. And it shouldn't be anybody's business what somebody does in their bedroom. And don't get me wrong, I understand people say, well, they bring it to us and they put it in our face. Nah, most of the time they just trying to live their life and they just want recognition like we did before we had the right to vote or before we were counted as a full human being. They just want the same rights. They're human beings just like us. We must respect LGBTQ plus as fellow human beings and stop ostracizing and demonizing them. Mind your own damn business. That's why I love Tim Walz as Kamala's running mate, because that was kind of like his slogan. It's like, why are you minding other people's business? And for someone like I love discussing with Neo in the chats that we had, but it's like, why would you vote for Trump? Simply because you feel like Kamala supports this gender affirming surgery, and the facts state that all of this started under Trump. You can check it on the Bureau of Federal Prisons yourself, right? Next time I'll be able to pull up my screen better so I can show everybody this. But we getting there. This is only my second thing. So the next thing I wanted to talk about. You can
pull up an article or something since we got to play no audio with an article when you need to.
True. Let me see if I can do that. So the first gender affirming surgery for any transgender federal inmate was in 2022. In 2023, the Supreme Court allowed an appeal that ruled that gender dysphoria must be included in Americans with Disabilities Act. So if someone is born a male and they say, I don't feel like a male, I want to be a female, or I want to be a woman, excuse me, they are covered by the Americans with Disability Act. So we need to remember that when we feel like, oh, they shouldn't have rights or they shouldn't be able to do certain things. They have to have something stuck in my throat, my bad. So let me see. Oh, as I mentioned, so Trump was hold on, give me a second. Dang, I really got something.
Yeah, man. So we got the good Dr. Too Sweet up in here. We need to go to the comment section. I want to see who in the house. So I guess the shots out right too quick too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what's up? Who was there? Moonless Night. Hey, family. Hey, how you doing, family? Of course, we got the champ in the house, paying Davis Africa. Peace up to you, brother. We got Juju, good Juju, bad Juju. Delana Zachary, she in the house. You know, she love us some Doctor Too Sweet too. We got our boy young scribe Andrew Ford in the house. Peace out to you, brother. Nice for you to join us. It's hard to get Andrew your scribe out. So he must be feeling good today, man. So they coming out to see Doctor Too Sweet, man. So
that's what's up.
thank
And I
y'all.
appreciate
Let me
y'all.
put you on the
Thank you
big
for
screen.
joining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all bearing with me through all of this, but I really did have some good points I wanted to get to. So we were talking about the gender affirming surgery. So don't let that be a reason why you're against Kamala, especially having an understanding that all of this was started under Trump. And as always, he projects and accuses people of doing things that he's actually doing. So the one thing I did want to talk about was the Brett Baer interview with Kamala, which I loved. And the biggest moment,
Who interviewed?
Brett Baer,
What was the what channel that was
Fox
on?
News.
Oh
Fox News.
yeah, that was
So,
good. That was Fox
so
News.
so that was the one where he said that, Kamala was talking about these comments that Trump made about the enemy from within. But when he showed the clip, it wasn't the clip of him saying that. And Kamala checked him immediately and was like, nah. She's like, I respect you and I'm sorry, but that's not the clip. In the clip, he specifically says there's an enemy within, which he is talking about the American people. He's talking about using our military against American citizens. Sound familiar? Hitler did something similar. And people like to joke because people, Trump is compared to Hitler in so many ways, but it's like it's right there for everybody to see. He may not be using his power in the exact way that Hitler did, but his rhetoric and his ideas and the things that he talks about is very Hitlerish. So how anybody can support that, especially our people, being that we've been oppressed for so long, there's systemic racism. We have all of these struggles that we had to endure as a race of people, and we support someone whose biggest supporters are KKK and white nationalists. Find me a white nationalist who is not a Trump supporter. You won't find it. You won't even find a Democrat who's not a KKK. You won't find a KKK who's not a Republican, right? I had a discussion about that with someone because they wanted to bring up how the Democratic Party used to be, pro-slavery. And I've explained this so many times. I wish I could pull up the audio and stuff right now, but I did a reel about it. The parties changed hands after Reconstruction, which was after the Civil War, when they were trying to put the United States back together. The Democrats were the ones who were pro-slavery. The Republicans were the ones who wanted the Union, right? But everything changed hands after Reconstruction and after the New Deal. So I need people to stop using that as an excuse not to vote Democratic. Also, let's get into, if you look at history, Republicans don't do anything for anybody but a select few, which is the upper echelon, the rich. They make the rich richer. There's never been a Republican president in the history, well, obviously after Reconstruction, that did anything to benefit the average American person, let alone Black people. So when people have this rhetoric about, oh, we're tired of voting Democratic and we've been voting Democratic for so long. Okay, the Democratic Party is the reason why you have a lot of rights and a lot of access to a lot of things, because the Republican Party does not care. They don't care about social programs. They don't care about the elderly. They don't care about people with disabilities. Is if you're not white and rich, then we don't have nothing for you. So for me to see our people vote Republican or even support somebody like Trump, it's like, don't you understand you're voting against your own best interests? And that makes no sense. A lot of it, I feel, has to do with the fact that, Kamala is a Black woman. I had someone tell me that they feel that America will vote in a white woman before they allowed a Black woman to be president. I can't even really argue with that because of the way that this country has been for so long. But at the end of the day, what is race matters about whether this person is qualified. And as we saw in the Brett Baer interview, Kamala is very qualified. She was a lawyer. You know how you know what I'm saying, quick and smart you have to be a district attorney, to be an attorney general, to even be a senator. I mean, there's less qualifications for being a senator, but the point is, this is not someone who just woke up one day and decided I'm going to be a politician, which is really what Trump has been. Like, I don't even think he thought he was going to win the last time. I don't think he even took it that serious. It was like a joke to him from day one. To a lot of people, they never thought that he would win. They never thought he would go this far or even be up for a second term.
Did he beat a white woman? He beat a white woman. He might lose to a black woman this time.
Yeah, he lost to Hillary, but that's the thing though. Technically, Hillary won the popular vote. She won by, what was it, 2 million votes, something like that. But we have the Electoral College. The Electoral College chose Trump. This is the only thing that bothers me about the upcoming election, because just taking a general consensus, most people want to vote for Kamala. Yes, you have your few people who are Trump supporters. That's expected. But at the end of the day, so I have some numbers here for early voting turnout, right? So in Georgia surpassed all daily records for any day of early voting. I can't read what I said right there, but basically they had a big turnout. So in PA,
big turnout. I heard about that record turnout.
Yeah, as they should. I think people want to be done with Trump. I think people are tired of hearing him talk about all this stuff. I think people are just tired of him in general. But so in Pennsylvania,
that's the swing state. That's the swing state, right?
I know Pennsylvania is a swing state. Yes,
I think Georgia was a swing state too. And that's a good thing for this early vote. It gonna help Kamala, because they don't think nobody enthusiastic about voting for Trump like that, based off this. Yeah.
Not to cut you off, I was gonna say, so Georgia used to be like a really red state, right?
Yeah.
Lately, though, Georgia is becoming more blue or more purple, so to speak, because there's more people voting Democrat. And I think so. This whole thing with the abortion ban, right? So a lot of people are familiar with Amber Thurman, rest her soul, right? She was a mother who had scheduled an abortion in another state because she couldn't have it in Georgia. But she missed her appointment, unfortunately, due to like car trouble, something like that, right? So she ended up going to the doctor in Georgia. They gave her the abortion pill to take. Fast forward, she takes the pill, some complication arises, she goes to the hospital. They denied her emergency medical services because Georgia has a 6-week abortion, where they had a 6-week abortion ban at that time, which was overturned, thankfully, because of this and other stories like this. Because it doesn't make sense that you have an abortion ban, but it doesn't just affect those careless or reckless women that y'all think are the only ones getting these abortions. It affects women who are having complications like this that need emergency medical services. But when there's an abortion ban, these doctors have to sit up here and they have to politic and go over the red tape and figure this out instead of just saving this young lady's life. Her death was very preventable. And the idea that this is just about a woman being able to have an abortion is deeper than that. I've talked about this many times before. It goes far beyond that. So in PA, Democrats turned out 285,000 to Republicans 95,000. In 2024, Democrats are outpacing Republicans by 300% when it comes to voting. Michigan, Democrats are at 305,000. Republicans are 185,000. Wisconsin, Democrats at 90,000. Republicans at 41,000. So these numbers are only preliminary, right? This is only the beginning. We still got to November 5th, which is a couple of weeks away. That's why I wanted to have this discussion. The media would have you believe that there's more Trump supporters than there actually are, but the numbers speak for themselves, and we need to keep that in mind. People still need to go out and vote because memes ain't gonna put nobody in office. You need to go out and vote. Who is that we added? Who is that?
That was me. That was me. I'm getting on my file.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, we got somebody else. All right, so boom. And
shout out to A1 watching. You better be careful.
I ain't gotta be careful. A1 know he don't
He won't go out there. Be careful.
I can't I was trying to have it to where I can watch the chat and do this, but it's on two separate tabs for some reason. So was anybody asking questions or anything? Any comments? Maybe. Oh wait, I see it right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah,
having their
you
own discussion in there. I get it. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad that we can spark up the conversation. I'm gonna focus right now because I got a couple more points to get to, and then maybe I can join the conversation.
okay. Go ahead.
So,
Go to cook, good doctor.
thank you. All right, so a couple more things, right? So, his did when he was on the Fox News and Friends, and he did, or no, it was the town hall that he did, the one where he played the music for like 30 minutes straight. You know why he did that? Because he told them, let's stop taking questions. How are you running as president and you tell people that are there to figure out why we should vote for you? How you gonna tell them, oh, let's not answer questions, let's play music for 30 plus minutes so y'all can watch me rock back and forth like a mental patient? I think that is very disrespectful to the American people. Meanwhile, Kamala's doing all these interviews. He ran from the 60 Minutes interview. As long as there's been a presidential race since 60 Minutes started, there's each candidate has always met up on 60 Minutes. Why is he running? Because he knows he lost that debate. People try to say he won, but I noticed it's only a certain type of people who feel like Trump won that debate. I'm not gonna say the difference, but it's just crazy to me because she was articulate, she answered questions, she caught him in his lies. It went bad for him. But if you watch the movie The Apprentice, Trump had a mentor whose name is Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn was a Republican who basically taught Donald Trump to never admit guilt, never admit defeat, but deny, plausible deniability. That's where Trump gets all this from. So he could lose, he could be defeated. He's never going to admit it because that's how he was trained to be. So at his town hall, two supporters fainted and needed medical attention. And you know what Trump said? He literally was like, does anyone else want to faint? And told the guy who was being wheeled out from that town hall, maybe he should lose weight. Somebody this insensitive, and y'all want him to be president of this United States when he's made it very, very clear that he does not care about the average person. He don't care about nobody but himself. And how people don't see this, I do not get it. So, if people in Trump's former cabinet don't even support him, why should we? These are people who work with him every day. They got to see his, his his dialogue behind closed doors. They got to see what he really wants to do. They got to see the things that he talked about, and they don't even support him. So why should we? We don't have as much access to this man as these people, and they don't even support him. So how can you justify supporting somebody if this were Kamala and more than half, I think it was like 80% of her staff quit and turned on her? People would have a field day with that. They would use that as a reason not to vote for her. But for some reason, Trump gets an excuse. And I might get into that later, but it has a lot to do with the hold that white supremacy has over our people. It's so subconscious that we don't even recognize it sometimes. We're so used to a white man being a president. 45 out of 46 of our presidents have been a white man. And I have yet to hear anybody say, oh, I'm never voting for a white man again. Ain't nobody never said that. But for some reason, we had Obama. I guess some people didn't like what he did or how he handled his presidency, even though his presidency was great by the numbers. All of a sudden, people are like, well, I don't want to vote for nobody black. I don't want to, and we're not having that discussion about whether Kamala is black or not. That discussion is dead, right?
We did discussion deep.
But it just shows the subconscious power that white supremacy has over our people. They see a white man and they immediately think president. They immediately think in charge. You know what I'm saying? And to see a black woman, because a black woman is the most unprotected person on the planet, she gets scrutinized. Like, people don't even hold Trump to the same standard as they hold Kamala, which is more evidence of how white supremacy has got a hold on our people. Trump lied all the time. When he caught lying, he lies to cover his lies. It's like And anybody who denies that, to me, you must be a liar, because there's no way you can see and hear this man talk and not understand that he's lying. Oh, this is what I wanted to get to. So here in California, Trump had a rally in Coachella, right? Coachella is remote.
Let's get to that.
Let me tell you, Coachella is remote, right? You got to drive to get there. So he bussed people in, had them. They had a parking spot there. Yes, he paid to have people bust him in.
Man, come on, Trump.
Listen, another thing that he accuses Kamala of doing, you know what I mean? But he had these people parked, and then he bust them to where the rally was at. After the rally, all these people stranded. And why? I got this one because this is not an audio, but watch this. I'm gonna show you real quick. We was able to confirm that the buses didn't return because he did not pay them. So this is more evidence that this man does not care about nobody. He's cheap. He's a con artist. If you look back at his history, he has a history of not paying people, not paying his workers. He gets people to do things and then and it skips on the check. Like you know how you go to dinner and you skip out on the check. This is Trump every time. It never fails. And because he got the complexion for the protection, he's never held accountable. So they blame everybody else. Some people was trying to blame the mayor. How do you blame the mayor for a Trump rally where his team was supposed to coordinate everything? Not the mayor. All the mayor had to do was make the space available. That's it. So it's crazy how people will ignore, you know what I'm saying, things that he does and make excuses when he's clearly showing people that he don't care. Okay, I thought I had this one pulled up too, but I guess not. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out because I'm annoyed right now. Because I know visuals make everything hit harder. I know they do, so that's why I thought I had it this time. But it's cool. Hold on. Let me just see. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Boom. Let me share my screen because this one don't have no audio.
All right.
Is it this one?
Yeah,
this one.
Man,
yeah.
It says I just speaking the truth to power. Let me gotta bring you up right quick.
Oh my god! So y'all see my screen, right? This is what I shared. Where it says now confirmed the bus company booked by the Trump campaign for its Coachella rally refused to return to collect the stranded attendees after Team Trump ignored their repeated requests for payment. Now, there was elderly people out there, and mind you, Coachella is the desert, okay? That's the desert. So you got these people out here, they hella far from their car. They don't have no way to get back. They got to walk 5-6 miles to get there. And where's Trump? He's nowhere to be found. So I just think these are things that people need to really pay attention to when it comes to the fact that they support Trump. So I already talked about how 45 or 46 of the president's been old white men. I already talked about not every Trump supporter is a white nationalist, but every white nationalist is a Trump supporter. You can't get around that. Oh, another thing I want to talk about. So I just want to celebrate Georgia real quick because Georgia just there was a big case about Georgia certifying the elections. And the judge ruled that they have to certify these elections. They can't claim voter fraud. They can't claim election tampering. They can't claim none of that. They have to certify these votes. For me, all of these things are just Trump's attempt to sway the election. He lost by 11,000 votes in Georgia last time. Yeah. So this why this was a big case, because he tried to call the governor and was like, I know y'all heard the audio before. He was like, "Oh, I just need 11,000 votes." Okay, sir, the votes are in. You short 11,000 votes. Ain't no where you think we're gonna make up some votes for you. But this just shows the psyche of this man and his mindset as far as like he can't lose. Won't even go ahead.
Did you hear when they did the investigation on the Georgia case back when they was first trying to say voter fraud? It was people that was Republican getting caught, like throwing away the ballots and stuff. Yeah. Did you hear that at the time? Because I heard that when it was going on. It was his people. He was accusing the Democrat side. It was the Republicans doing it.
And that's why half a lot of the people that were on his team have been charged and indicted on these things because he was the one cheating or trying to, and they got caught. Somehow he's always able to keep his hands clean, and I think that's why a lot of people are under his spell. They feel like especially with the whole Project 2025, people will really argue you down and say he don't have nothing to do with it. And I'm just like, really? Are you blind? Like JD Vance, his running mate, wrote the forward. Half of his team has their hands all over it. So for anybody to say that he don't have nothing to do with Project 2025, it's willful ignorance. It's complete willful ignorance. There's no way. And I mentioned it in my last video about plausible deniability. If y'all don't know what that is, that basically is for any government official. It gives them the legal rights to deny things that they may have had knowledge of, but were not involved in. So he could say, hey, I didn't write it. I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know nothing about it. When it's obvious that he knows something about it. Again, my example is he wants to eliminate the Department of Education. That's one of the tenets that's in Project 2025. They want the population dumb, they want the population poor, and they want the population misinformed. So this is why I take the whole title of Miss Fact Check very seriously, because especially with social media now, you can't take everything at face value. You got to check. You got to, do comparative analysis, because any story can be swayed. Anybody can say anything, right? So I could take a pause right there for a minute.
Shout out to Dr. Too Sweet with the NASA hoodie, y'all. Yeah. She all NASA up on y'all. Man, shout out to her. Let me give you something right quick to all the naysayers out there.
I might secretly work for NASA. I've been accused of it. You never know.
Yeah, it's going to do it.
So, again, shout out to everybody who joined us, especially Pandemics. That's my dude right there. He be coming with the knowledge and the facts. The doc is surgical with it always. Many people charged and convicted for Trump-related crimes. Hold on, I'm just reading the chat right here, what y'all talking about. She said, where was Trump at in reference to Coachella? I know the detail. Yeah, and the whole Coachella thing, he did his speech and left all the people stranded. He said, I ain't got nothing to do with that. And I've even had, when I brought it up to other people, they're like, well, he's not responsible for transportation. It's his rally. What do you mean? His team is supposed to take care of that stuff. And again, this is another example how people just excuse Trump for any and everything. Like, they literally make excuses and will blame anybody else except him. And I don't get it. This is how he's able to avoid accountability for anything. Ask her why she decided to preach instead of having the conversation we had scheduled for today. Who is that? A1? Who is Astro Projections 369?
That is A1.
I don't know what he's talking about.
A1, what you done done, A1? The guy say what you got to say, good doctor. Go say what you get it out.
Nah, I'm just trying to figure out what he's talking about. She said it was Trump at a Coachella. Ask her why she decided. I'm not preaching. The challenge been up though. I guess we scheduled me and A1 for next week or the week after, something like that. I don't know what the topic gonna be about.
The week after next.
Okay, I don't know what the title gonna be about. It really don't matter to me because I'ma always come with proper information. I'ma always have facts over feelings.
We're gonna get busy. After A1 got a show tomorrow. Tune in for A1 show tomorrow over his debate with Jay Fax, his lost files. That he gonna be bringing up a recap on it. So we gonna continue to. I think it's the immortality of the Bible.
Good topic. Oh, so someone asked me and suggested that we talk about Black financial literacy, right? So I know we don't really have enough time to dig into that today. I know you have other people who go into depth in it, and I'm going to end up connecting with them just so, we can, join forces, I guess, on that topic.
Yes.
So the whole thing about people talking about, they're tired of voting Democrat because they feel like, voting Democrat keeps you poor. Voting Democrat is, you know, is for people who are in poverty. And it's not even about that. It's about the fact that, again, we know the system is set up for us to fail. We know that it's rigged, right? And the only way to win this game is to outmaneuver it. You it's like you can't beat them at their own game. You just kind of have to outmaneuver them. So I think it's an issue where you have one group of black people who feel like, oh, I want to be a Republican because Republicans are the rich people, and that's what I want to do. That's what I'm striving for. And so this is why they vote Republican, because they think that they're going to get a seat at the table. The table is not for you, baby. It never was. It never will be. And they might put you up in a seat for a second, but trust me, they're going to remind you every time that this table does not belong to you. We're just allowing you to sit here. So for our people to sit up here and be like, well, I want to be a Republican because, you know, Republicans are rich and da 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 da, whatever the stuff is, you're basically saying forget all my people that's still in the struggle, because I made it a little bit. You know, I got a little bit of a good income. I got a good job. I might have bought a house. I might have, you know what I'm saying? You might have done a little bit of something, but guess what? I bet if you look back on how hard you had to work to get there and what you had to do to get there, you might take a pause and realize that the game is rigged. So just because you made it or somehow feel like you got a seat at the table, what about your people? I find it funny that people are so pro-black all year, and now we got this election and you got people who support this white nationalist, which is basically KKK in disguise. So when it comes to the idea that the Democratic Party is the party for the poor people, no, what it is we're supposed, huh?
My fault. I'm gonna ask you: is that the case because they think that the Democrats is the one who do a big government as far as social programs and it's social programs for the poor, and a lot of people are. I think social programs help a lot of people maintain, but the second thing is a lot of people end up making it, you know, small business. They become big business one day.
Right.
Social programs. You think they be forgetting that the social programs that the
Yes.
Democrat so behind, they look down on it. It's like I be thinking it's like they don't care about other people making it once they make it. I think
Exactly.
That's me. That's how I look at it.
No, that's exactly the psychology of it all. That's really what it is. And here's the thing. I made a good point how, so we had Hurricane Helene, we had Hurricane Milton, right?
Yes.
Where do people think FEMA comes from? Where do people think the NOAA comes from? These are government programs. These are programs that are created by the government to help the people. So on one hand, y'all want less government, but on the other hand, as soon as there's a natural disaster, now y'all looking for the government to help you out. You're looking for the government to rebuild your towns and cities. You're looking for the government to rebuild your roads and your infrastructure. But then you holler about less government. So that's what Republican is supposed to be about, is limited government, right?
Yes.
But what I think people miss is that for the most part, America is an oligarchy because of Republicans. An oligarchy, it basically just means that you have a small group of wealthy people who run the country. And if we look around, you got these billionaires who basically run everything. They sway votes. They get people to, you know, do their bidding because they got money. So are these people who want less government, are they taking their billions of dollars to help rebuild infrastructure after a hurricane or after a flood or after a tsunami or an earthquake? No, they're not. Because why? They're good. They got 4, 5, 6 houses around the world. They can go stay wherever they want to. So if a natural disaster happens in one place, they could go somewhere else. The average person can't do that. So how can anybody sit up here and say, oh, I want to be a Republican and have a seat at the table and I want limited government, but then as soon as a natural disaster happens, now you're looking to the government trying to figure out. There was that whole big thing about Biden and Harris not doing anything, which I dispelled that because the Republican governors of multiple states was telling people how Biden and Harris stepped in immediately. They were on the phone with them. What do you need? How can I help? What can we do? So if we remember when COVID happened, Trump was out playing golf, telling people that it was gonna go away. He's, telling people to inject themselves with bleach. And what happened? He got COVID, damn near died. Then he decided, okay, we got to do something because so many people was dying. So, but I wanted to link that back to the whole idea of poverty. When a hurricane or a natural disaster comes, who do you think it hits the hardest? People who don't have nothing, and especially these people up in Asheville, North Carolina, they didn't have flood insurance because they live up in the mountains. Nobody expected the events that took place. They had a whole bunch of rain before Milton or Helene, and then Helene comes through and just, obliterates everything. So it's like, I think people link the idea of being poor to the Democratic Party, but it's far beyond that. I have a issue with people who have such a limited scope of things that they don't look at the bigger picture. And we need to really think about that. So if you want limited government, don't look for the government to help you when there's a natural disaster or your house burns down or whatever the case may be, because you want limited government. Government is not just about welfare programs or Social Security or, all these other things that we have that are beneficial. But it's the fact that we live in a country where the top 1% takes it all and leaves the crumbs for everybody else to fight over. And that's essentially what we're doing. We're fighting over crumbs. And we shouldn't have to do that. So yeah. All right. I'm not about to play with Pandemics and A1 going back and forth. He my little instigator, but he know I don't back down from a fight. So that's mostly what I wanted to talk about. I in my last video, I went into the good things about Kamala, so I don't feel I really need to go into that today. I talked about the different acts that she was a proponent for and that she helped to pass. The biggest one being the Momnibus Act for maternal health care for Black women or just women in general, because we die at a higher rate. I talked about her supporting reparations. I talked about her wanting to give everybody an opportunity. Remember, I mentioned how we call it communism, but that's because we're brainwashed. Whenever somebody tries to level the playing field or even the playing field to give any of us an opportunity, they call it communism because that top 1%, they don't want to share. So they have to convince you that anything that recommends that we share is communism. But no, we live in a democracy. Everybody should have equal opportunity. The Constitution says and I know it wasn't meant for us when they drafted it, but whatever. We all have the right to the pursuit of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, right? And everybody should be able to do that. I guess the last thing I wanted to talk about, so there's a book that is called Broken Government. This book, it says Broken Government, How Republicans Destroyed the Legislative, Executive, and Judicial branches. That's essentially
what the author name. Give us the author name.
John W. Dean.
John W. Dean. Broken Government. And get that book. Just check it out.
Real quick excerpt is I'm not even gonna read it. I'm gonna just kind of summarize what he's talking about. So this part is called Politics of Polarization, the GOP's wedge driving legacy. So this section talks about how the GOP comes in and they create these wedges in between, because our government is bipartisan. And a lot of times Republicans and Democrats can come together on a lot of issues, right? That's, the COVID thing. But there are times where the Republican Party will shut down things that are going to help us. People love to talk about this quote unquote immigration problem, but the Republican Party shut down the bill that would have helped all of this. So if they're complaining we have an illegal immigrant problem, why would you shut down a bill that's going to help to close the borders? And you know why they did that? because Trump told them to, and because he doesn't want Biden and Harris to get credit for doing it. He's hoping that he becomes president, then he could write the bill. He could have his team write the bill how they want to, so they can start using the military against people, so they can start forced deportations, which is crazy to me because it's like you might as well be rounding them up for concentration camps at that point. And how do you determine who's an illegal alien or not? How do you determine who's an illegal immigrant? All it's going to end up doing is it's just anti-blackness, anti-black rhetoric constantly. So when people say they support Trump, I'm like, don't you understand? Everything he speaks on and talks about is anti-black rhetoric. The Haitian thing, telling people they eating cats and dogs and stuff.
Hey, thank you. That was my second question that I told you. Two things we was talking about in the back chat. That was my second one right there. You read across it, so I ain't have to break it up.
Which one?
That was exactly what a new Cacarac was saying. He have an immigration problem. We was talking about you having a show today. He was like, the immigrations, the Democrats, they want all the immigrants just to come over here so they can replace us as black voters. And you know what I'm saying? The black voters.
Yeah, so that makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's just more media sensationalism because, as we all know, you cannot vote if you're not a citizen. So it's just fear mongering. And you know, I thought it was funny. Somebody shared this. I want to put this up real quick. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Boom. Because I thought this was so funny. Hold on. For all the people who be talking about, oh, they're taking our jobs and you know, all this media hype. That's none of it is happening, by the way. Dang, where
I need them immigrants, man. Come over here, pick them oranges, man. They pick the best oranges, man.
That's what I was about to show. So there's a meme that's going around that says, I keep waiting. Listen, it said, I keep waiting for someone to tell me, yeah, I was a fruit picker until those illegals showed up. It's like, be for real. Y'all talking about, listen, the type of job and the type of work that I do, an illegal couldn't take my job if they wanted to, no matter how hard they tried. Why? Because one, I work in corporate America. So they're not about to just come in and get any, you know what I'm saying? They would have to actually qualify for the job. So it's just more media hype. And I know I already said it, but
I can't even get nobody to flip me a good burger at McDonald's no more, man. I don't know.
Listen, you see, it says I keep waiting for someone to tell me, yeah, I was a fruit picker until those.
Okay, let me bring you.
Somebody made a comment about they work as like I think a journeyman or something in construction and said how illegals come in and they take them jobs. But hey, listen, how long? Listen, no, for real. How long has it been where you could drive up to any Home Depot right now and they are standing outside waiting? And I've seen our people hire them. So you're circumventing someone who's licensed and someone who might charge you a little bit extra for better quality work so you can skip on a couple of dollars. But now all of a sudden you want to complain like they're taking the jobs. They can't take jobs if we don't let them. So when you go and you hire Jose because he's sitting out at Home Depot and you need your cabinets painted or you need something fixed around your house, I need you to think about all this talk about illegals taking jobs because you're actually contributing to that. When
I'm in Memphis, man. I can't get the little kid down the street to cut my grass, man. No more. I'm looking for them immigrants, man. I mean, them illegal immigrants, man. So I can pay them probably about $10. Do my front backyard, man. I can't find them in Memphis, so I don't know about
because we think we too good for these menial jobs. You know what I'm saying? We too good. We don't want to do them, but we mad because somebody is willing to come along and do the jobs that we don't want to do. Like, what? You okay with it or you not okay with it, but the in between is just ridiculous. And keep in mind that if Trump has his way, these so-called illegals are gonna be gone. So who's gonna do their jobs? Who's gonna go and pick the cabbage and the carrots and the potatoes? I'm not doing it. So
Hey,
I don't know,
somebody,
man.
we got a comment. Let me put it up there.
All right.
All right.
How do I keep losing my screen? I don't understand. I
Just
keep
say
losing my screen.
it's Kalia M. Peace up. Thanks for showing up, Kalia M.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
joining.
But,
Okay, what's the comment? They lowering your workplace value. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, how can you blame? Well, me personally, they're not lowering my workplace value because of the type of work that I do. They can't. It's just impossible. So for other people though, they might do that because they'll come in and say, "Hey, you pay them $30 an hour. I'll do it for 15." But you can't blame them for that. You got to blame the people that's hiring them. Because just like you want a paycheck to support your family and pay your bills, they want to pay their bills and feed their family too. They're just willing to accept less because they come from less. I don't know if any of y'all ever been to Mexico, but coming to America is like paradise to them. So of course they're going to take a half the pay. Of course they're going to take conditions that we would never accept because we're spoiled in a sense, to them at least. So I don't think they necessarily lowered the workplace value. I think that the people who are hiring them are lowering the workplace value. That's my only thing.
hey,
Like,
I remember a lot of jobs they had. They had a lot of white people, and the jobs were paying $30 an hour, like these good industry places and factories.
Yeah.
And then they became too high. They would you go out of business, go up under another name, but the same company, and then they just hire some black people for a lower price. And like poor, I guess poor neighborhoods to come up there to do it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They just traded us for them because now we too good, and now we have somewhat of a foothold in America. So some of us feel like, oh, I can look down on them now because I'm not in that position. Think about it. These so-called illegals are doing the work that we did as slaves or sharecroppers. That's what we did. That's how we survived. So for our people to sit up here and look down on these people, I think again it's a product of white supremacy. We've gotten too used to their way of thinking that when it comes to other disenfranchised people or people that we feel are quote unquote lower than us, we take on their mentality. We're not supposed to take on the oppressor's mentality. We're supposed to remember that collectively there's more melanated people on this planet than there are non-melanated. So that's why they have to keep us divided. They have to keep us separated and keep us looking down on one another, because if we ever stood together and rose up, baby, they would be through. Okay. And they know that. Oh, the stop and frisk. Thank you for bringing that up, Pandemic. So your leader, these people, these Trump supporters, their leader, Trump. Go ahead. What you say?
Don't trip without paying, man. Paying. Anybody want to go pick cabbage for those companies that hire illegals? Let me see something.
Exactly. Ain't nobody gonna volunteer to do that because we don't want to do that. But I wanted to talk about this stop and frisk thing. So the Trump supporters, Trump wants to basically bring back stop and frisk, which it's already implemented in certain areas, but he wants to double down on it. He wants to militarize the police so that not only are indemnified, meaning that they don't have to pay if they stop and frisk somebody and they kill somebody in the event of the stop and frisk, but he wants to make it more prevalent. When he talks about deporting all these illegals and all this other stuff, all of this is connected. So he wants to turn America into a damn Gestapo's paradise, to where you can discriminate on somebody just by looking at them and not even have to answer to it. They're getting rid of all of these DEI programs, which allowed us the opportunity that these white people get that we don't. They're taking it away. They're calling it anti-racism, which is non-existent if you ask me. It's just trying to even the playing field, and they don't like it at all. So how can any black man or a black woman justify voting for Trump, knowing that he wants to do all of these things that do not benefit us and are actually against our well-being? Republicans ain't never cared about black people. Every time I ask anybody to tell me what a Republican has done for our people, I get crickets. Nothing. I get deflection. I get called a feminist, or you know what I mean? Like, can't nobody tell me what a Republican. Bush, Nixon, Reagan, all these Republican presidents, what did they do for our people? Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. I got one for you. We got a lot of, you know what I'm saying? I basically okay, the white, you know, we say the system is white supremacy, right? You know, we'll say the system is built on white supremacy and white supremacists, right?
Right.
But I don't understand why they don't see that Trump is white supremacy on steroids. I don't get that part. Like,
it's subconscious.
Right.
That's what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you know, Dr. Too Sweet, we getting over that hour. You said it's an hour with Dr. Too Sweet, so you could go and wrap it up if you want. But you know me, I'm loving this conversation. So
yeah,
you know,
me too. And Moonless, shout out again to Moonless Nights. Let LMAO not more stop and frisk to put more black men into the prison system. Exactly. You know what's so funny? So people give Trump credit for his 1-page platinum plan. 1 page, okay? In that plan and in his presidency, he released, you know, so many prisoners, he pardoned so many prisoners. He likes to tout this idea that he helped black people because of criminal justice, as if we're all criminals. And I don't understand how people don't register. It might be because I'm a psychologist, so I pick up on, you know what I'm saying, what's said and what's not said. But it makes me wonder why people don't catch on to this man sees black and brown people as nothing but criminals. That's how he sees us. He does not see us as successful, driven, educated. He does not see that when he looks at us. Look at the way he talk about Kamala. And Kamala has more academic success and accolades than he could ever have. And he calls this woman stupid. He calls her slow. He says she has a low IQ. Do you know how hard it is to pass the LSAT? Do you know how hard it is to pass the bar? Yeah, she had to take it twice, but I want to see if anybody who is against Kamala can even pass the bar. Most of them can't. So it's just crazy to me how people ignore this stuff. But again, I understand it has a lot to do with white supremacy. It's ingrained in us. It's literally so deep in our subconscious. Go ahead.
Nah, I got to troll Payne a little bit, man. Okay, Payne, we're going to have the A1 versus Miss Fat Chick. Who you think gonna win, man? It's gonna be about it's President Trump versus Kamala. Who you think gonna win? Champ. He went through that gruesome tournament and he won it. So who you think gonna win? Say it, don't be scared.
See, and here's the thing though, like I mentioned, because we have the electoral college, right? Kamala could win the popular vote, and the electoral college could turn around and be like, nah, we want Trump in. I don't know why they would want to do that, but there's always that chance that could happen. No, baby, he not talking about who gonna win out of me and A1. He talking about Trump and Kamala, right? That's what you was talking about, Craig. I'm not about to play with you. I don't think that's what he was talking about, but I appreciate your support. I think I would win. I absolutely. See, because like me and A1 be going back and forth on like Facebook and stuff, and I think he get a little bit too emotional, and he has some good points, but it's like, okay, you skipping over points A through M and going all the way through N to Z. You know what I'm saying? So we be kind of going back and forth a little bit, but I'm not worried at all. Craig, where you go? Well, I guess we'll be wrapping it up shortly here, guys. Was there anything that I hope Kamala wins? I really do. Like so far, the numbers are having her as the winner right now. Just because I mean, there's many reasons why I want her to win, but mostly because ain't y'all tired of seeing these white people in charge? Ain't y'all tired of seeing these white people running this country and not doing a good job of it? Like I mentioned, 45 out of 46 of our presidents were white men. And somebody always has a complaint, but nobody never says, "Oh, I'm never gonna vote for a white man again." Nobody ever says that. So it's like, I just want to see some diversity. I want to have, some feminine energy up in the White House. You know what I'm saying? People like to say that she's not qualified and all this other stuff, but then your alternative is Trump, the unqualified liar, the racist bigot, Orange Juice Julius Caesar, the Tangerine Palpatine. That's who y'all think is the better choice? How do you justify that? I don't understand. Also, the stuff he wants to implement during his presidency, if he's elected, literally contradicts these achievements. He touts the hell. Thank you. I love when people use common sense. I think I talked to so many people who disregard logic and go to emotions. You back? You
Amen. They comment. Let me highlight the comment, man. Amen. They comment.
Yes. So why would you vote against your own best interest just to prove a point? I know that a lot of Black men or men in general have an issue with the woman being in charge. I get it. We live in a sexist world. We live in a misogynistic world. We live in a patriarchal society. I get it. But at the end of the day, we could get into the spiritual aspects of it. Denying the spiritual, divine, feminine side of things is why we are here now. Women, the divine feminine has been so suppressed for so long. This is why it's bubbling up. This is why you see so many guys who want to be women. This is why you see so many transgenders. This is why you see women learning to stand up for themselves and fight and be warriors. We've been warriors, but it's been suppressed for so long that now people are quick to call people like me a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I would never, ever, 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 ever take that title, because I don't have nothing to do with the white woman suffrage. That was not our fight, right? Somebody used the term womanist. I would say I'm a womanist before I'm a feminist, right? But it's like, why don't people want to see something different? That's what I'm on. Healthcare and aborted before you. Oh, the healthcare and let me hold on. I got something for you right here. Hold on. Un momento. Uno momento.
Economics, healthcare, and the border. Before you go, a little brief up summary on that.
So
how important it is.
Very important, because basically Trump's economic plan is just to make his rich friends richer and to make poor people more poor. If you're interested in more like a more professional interface, I guess, Robert Reich, REICH, Robert Reich. He's very good at breaking down the economics and the data and the numbers of everything that's been happening. I'm still working on getting my professional self together, but I wanted to just make these few points real quick. Since the brother Pan asked about that. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here you go. Boom. So let's talk about it. So people voted for Trump. I need y'all to hear me and hear me very clearly. Donald Trump did not lower your taxes like he promised. He just deferred them. He didn't get you the health care coverage. Remember on the debate, he has concepts of a plan. Bro, you had 9 years. 9. So if you don't have a plan or some actual proposal, you never intended to have one in the first place. You was just selling wolf tickets because you wanted to vote. He didn't unite the USA. He divided it. He didn't lower your prescription prices. Biden and Harris did that. There were people paying thousands of dollars for life-saving insulin that only pay like $15 to $20, $30 for that insulin now. Thank Biden and Harris, not Trump. He didn't get your roads or bridges built. He didn't decrease the deficit. He didn't end the opioid crisis. He didn't revive the coal industry. He didn't make COVID-19 disappear. He didn't make Mexico pay for the wall, which is so funny to me because I don't know why he thought that was ever gonna happen. Hold on, I got more. It's a few of them. Hold on. He he did get Mexico to pay for the wall. What else? Oh, he added $7 billion to the deficit. Wait, hold on, my phone tripping. Sorry, hold on. Was that the national deficit or what was that? Hold on, I only got a couple more. Hold on. My phone tripping. Oh, yeah, he added 7.8 trillion with a T. Like Tom.
With a T?
With yes. A T? Trillion. A full 25% of the total national deficit. He did this in a short amount of time. He incited an insurrection against our government January 6th. Now, a lot of people like to downplay January 6th, but that was literal treason. He would have been tarred and feathered back in the day if he had tried something like that. But for some reason, people excuse him for it because he claims to be fighting against the deep state. He claims to be the only one willing to, not be a puppet. He's more of a puppet than anybody, if you ask me, because he's a puppet to big oil. He's a puppet to these corporations, all his billionaire friends. That's who he's a puppet to, not the American people. He didn't put America first, and he sure didn't drain the swamp. Remember, he kept talking about, we're going to drain the swamp. We're going to clean out the White House.
I remember that. That was, he had everybody go with that. They love that drain the swamp, boy. They strung out on that motto.
He is the swamp. If you ask me, it's like he says these things to get people riled up, but at the end of the day, he's hiding his hand. And it baffles me how people don't see that. But this is the thing though. I wanted to bring this up. So in psychology, they talk about how when psychology was first becoming a huge study, right? Guess who hired the psychologists the most?
Who?
Marketers, advertisers.
Yeah.
Because they understand the power of the media. They understand that you could get somebody to go buy a product based on a commercial or a ad in the newspaper. So it's the same thing with the media today. They know how to sensationalize the news and get you to think and believe certain things. And most people are living in their subconscious so much that they just do it. Like, are people being Trump supporters? I feel is a part of that. It's a subconscious thing. There's a white man, he should be in charge. I don't think like that. I don't think a person should be in charge just because they're a white man. If anything, I'm probably gonna say they're the last person that needs to be in charge because they're so crooked. The tar and feather folks are on his team. I know, right? But he had to switch up his whole team because his supporters realize that he's a tyrant and he wants to be a dictator. And if you know,
I'm surprised that man ain't even got a team together. He ran through his first team so quick.
Because he
got people. Man, he get a whole new set of crazy motherfuckers.
That's another thing. On January 6th, remember, Mike Pence, his vice president, was in the Capitol. And he did nothing to stop. Mike Pence thought he was gonna die, right? And so that's why he turned on him so quick. He's like, yo, you was gonna let me die up in there, and I'm your vice president? Like, nah.
He threw him away like a bad habit, and he had him. He had JD Vance, which was worse than him. I'm like, oh man.
And if you notice, JD Vance and Trump are never together because they can't stand each other. JD Vance used to call Trump Hitler, but politics, when it's green involved, then all that other stuff go out the window. But the last point I wanted to make about Trump's presidency, he left office with the worst job numbers of any president since the Great Depression. All these people talking about Trump put money in my hand, Trump did this, Trump did that. Number one, let's remember, it's the Congress that's making things happen. But this man, because of how he ran the country and because of his choices as president, he caused us to have the worst job numbers since the Depression, which is a big deal because everybody know the Depression was so bad that most people was not working. Most people could not feed their family, couldn't do anything. And I think I had one more point here real quick. So I talked about his crypto, that you can't sell his crypto until he say so. You could buy it though. You could buy it all day. You just can't sell it. Oh, his Bible, the one that's made in China. Now he's so for American production and American business. Why are all of your products made in China? Because you need a bigger cut, and China is gonna get you that bigger cut. But so the whole crypto thing, it's an open scam by Trump meant to target people who trust him, and no one in the GOP or conservative media is saying a thing about it. Personally, I think people who lack the mental processing capacity to know they are being scammed, much of MAGA, don't deserve to have their money stolen from them like this. And I made a joke that MAGA stands for my ass got abandoned from when he left them people in Coachella, because this guy is showing you who he is, man. What is Kamala's role at the border? Man, I got so tired of this whole borders are thing, and it just shows that people follow headlines and they don't really look into things too well. That name was given to her. That name was given to her by her political opponents. Basically, hold on. Basically, what Biden did was he told her, look, I need you to go observe and report. That's all she was supposed to do. She was supposed to go check out what's happening at the border, figure out how we can have a diplomatic conversation with our neighbors in Mexico, Nicaragua, and all that other stuff. And people made it seem like she was supposed to fix the problem. That was not her job. But then again, we had the border bill that was
She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer, so she's supposed to go down there and observe. That's her strong point. That was really a good move by Biden. Like my vice president go down there.
Exactly. So again, I think it just has to do with people not understanding how things work and thinking that the VP has any power. How many times must it be said the vice president does not hold any power outside of the Senate? They are the tiebreaker for the Senate. That's it. That is.
But they had that bill, right? They had that bill that Trump told all the Republicans not to pass. And the Mexican people will go make sure the border. They will go protect the border because they were looking bad. They want to continue relationship with what's nice. So they was tired of people running over here to the Americans too. So they made a deal to with America, like we're gonna keep people from coming over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
they didn't want that problem with the United States. They want, you know what I'm saying? So they made a deal with them.
It destroys their infrastructure and their population. Because imagine if Americans left America and went to Mexico the way that Mexicans come into America. You're taking away the population from that country. You're taking away the workers. You're taking away the teachers. You're taking, you know what I'm saying? Trump would have you think it's only criminals who are coming over, but that's not the case. You got skilled workers who are coming over here looking for a better opportunity for their family. And
they got workers coming over here. They make criminals.
Right. Exactly. They come here
to run away the workers.
and this is the thing. Common sense ain't that common, because you got to ask yourself, if somebody is willing to risk their life to come to this country for a better life for them and their family, why would they come here for the sole purpose of being a criminal? They just gonna get sent right back. The people who get to stay are the people who stay under the radar, the people who some of them end up paying taxes. Those are the people who get to stay. Right. So how does it make sense for people to believe that it's criminals who are coming over here and they are the problem when it's really the skilled workers? Again, that white supremacy thing, man. They want you to believe that immigration is a problem. But notice, Trump never says anything about European immigrants, which come here in record numbers just like anybody else. Some of them come through Canada, some of them come through, they might have a visa or a green card, and they might even overstay their visa or green card. He's not talking about them. Why? Because they got the complexion for the protection. He's only talking about black and brown immigrants that are coming into this country. That's a problem. Those are the criminals that he's talking about. But they have the immigrants have lower rates of criminality than people who live in this country. So he's always skewing things, and he's always changing things to fit his narrative. Thank you,
you get blew up over there, man. The good doctor get blew up, man.
No, hold on. This is my daughter. Let me tell her.
Yeah,
baby, I'm gonna call you right back. Hold on. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That's my baby.
Yeah, shout out to hey, mama over here cooking, man. Mama over here cooking, daughter. We gotta call you right back, man. We about to end this shortly.
It's we coming up on that time to end. As always, it's been a great discussion. I wish I would have saw more of the comments earlier, but y'all know me and my ADHD. I don't want to get sidetracked and lose my train of thought. I think this topic needs to be had up until the election. I think that more information and fact check. Shout out to a couple people that saw my Facebook page, like Timothy Oglesby, Steve Chambers. Mostly those two, because they always sending me stuff because they want my opinion or they want me to see it. So there's someone on Facebook. I don't want to use his name.
Okay.
We're gonna call
save
him
this time. We're gonna save him this time. Go ahead.
I'm gonna call him MAGA Mind because his name is similar.
Nice.
But so he makes these posts in support of Trump, and you could tell that you could tell he supports Trump's for reasons that really don't make sense. Like the whole gender affirming thing. People are mad because they feel like Kamala is supporting this craziness with gender affirming surgery. And as I mentioned in the beginning, this started under Trump's presidency, and he did not stop it. He wasn't speaking against it. He wasn't calling it a lunatic left wing tactic because he agreed to it. Biden maintained it. So this stuff did not start with Kamala. And I think it's just important to dispel these rumors because people get caught up in these headlines and it sways them. I had somebody come at me about saying that that the Brett Baer interview that Kamala did, that she got crushed. And I'm like, what interview were you watching, honey? Because from what I saw, she handled herself very, very well. And she answered questions. Some questions she didn't answer directly or maybe give the answer that people wanted her to give. But since when is that a new thing? You know what I mean? If you watch a Trump rally, he don't talk about nothing. He literally don't talk about nothing. The biggest thing was him talking about the enemy within. If people take nothing else serious, they need to take that very seriously. This man wants to militarize the police. He wants to indemnify the police. He wants to give them free reign to shoot you down like a dog and not have to answer to nobody or pay for it. That's a problem. In and of itself, that's the biggest problem. We're not even going to talk about wanting to get rid of the Department of Education and FEMA and all these other agencies that rely on. And in his town hall, he told his supporters to go out and vote on January 5th. So y'all make sure you go vote for Trump on January 5th.
Oh, no, that ain't happening.
Nah, Hyperius. No, I didn't say Mega Mind. I said MAGA Mind because his name is similar. I just didn't want to use his real name. That's all.
There was a guy. There was a guy that she don't want to say his real name as of yet. Yeah, we might make a fight this one day, but he get a pass this time.
So I think everything Pam mentioned, I talked about. Again, we didn't want to go too long. I am very, very humbled every time y'all ask me to come on and speak. I love the back chats. Sometimes it can get a little crazy, but for the most part, it's very civil. and there's some interesting discussions after the election is over. You know, I'm hoping to move toward discussing different topics, you know, metaphysics, spiritual, religion. Just a side note here, we was on a back chat with Cordarius Glass, and it got rowdy because he wouldn't let nobody talk. You know, he kept. I find it funny that
that's that mega mind. That's that mega mind.
I find it funny that there's people who have all the questions and none of the answers. Like they'll constantly ask you all these questions, but they don't have any of the answers. And then when you give them answers, they ignore it. So hopefully we can get into topics like that. His question was about the Bible not changing over time, which is idiotic because from the Septuagint to the Vulgate to the King James Version to the Catholic Bible to all these different versions of the Bible change the story. You got apocryphal books that they did not canonize, they did not put in the Bible. So of course the story changed. So his argument was just it was stupid to me, and I just didn't want to get into it. I need people to understand something about me too, because he mentioned something about my ego. Anybody's issue with my ego is a personal problem. I have my ego because I know what I'm talking about. When a lawyer goes into court, they don't go up to that stand and, oh, well, I think my client's innocent, I'm not really sure. No, they go up in there with their chest out and they say what they need to say and get the job done. I come off the same way because of that. It's not because I think I'm better than anybody. It's not because I think I'm the most intelligent person in the world, but I can tell when I'm dealing with somebody who's on my level and I'm and not. And it's not meant as an insult. It's just what it is. Perfect example was the Cordarius thing where he asked the question, I answered the question, he ignored the question, and I said, bro, you can't read or you don't read. And it's like, oh, you're insulting me. No, I'm stating facts. You didn't read what I said or you can't read, one or the other. So if I come off a little egotistical, it's not that. It's just I have a passion for knowledge, and I take it very seriously. So
well, you know, I can rock out with your ego, so I don't have no problem, man.
I appreciate it. Some go like
hey,
this.
I'm gonna tell you this. We were suffering on Breeze tonight because we had a rival with the beat off competition, and they supposed to did it earlier. But they pushed it back late, so it became a rival. And so half of the crowd probably was split between the two. So it's, you know, good.
They can come back and watch it later.
We're gonna sort up this market of Saturday. We're gonna sort up the market. So this could be our night if you willing to do that, Dr. Too Sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I was gonna say, dang, I lost it that fast. I was just gonna say that I forgot. It's gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying. So we got up to like 12 views, but we probably will have about 19, 20 on regular night. But a lot of people was over there because they had cast votes and stuff like this, so they had to watch. Yeah.
I ain't tripping. Like I'm not really here for the numbers. Like whoever gonna watch is gonna watch. They can come back and watch it later. It's recorded. I'm not in it for that reason. Like, and I use this example all the time because I know a lot of people follow the Bible. Jesus taught a secret. He didn't have a whole bunch of people. He didn't have a big audience. When he was out and performing miracles and stuff, yes, he did. But when it came to like the deeper things, his circle was small. So if I happen to have a small audience or just a select few who support me, like shout out to Mama B, shout out to any and everybody who's ever supported me or held me to any type of esteem, like you are appreciated, and I'm gonna keep getting better and keep bringing knowledge and facts for y'all. I appreciate you.
I hear you, Dr. Love, Dr. Too Sweet. Man, come on. Everybody, man, push that like button for the people. I know I'm accidentally late. I should have asked him whether it was a bigger crowd. But I appreciate you so much, Dr. Too Sweet. You don't know, I love this conversation. I can talk about this all night with you. So that's why I be like, let's go live with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know talk in the background to you, so they're gonna be wasted. wasted footage that ain't gonna get done. So I'll wait till I get up here, man. I know you got something for me every time. I like politics. This is like my favorite time of the year. It's like the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Every 4 years.
Yeah.
I like the politics of it. And I like to see the people behavior. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody cares about the local. I know they be saying it all the time. Don't nobody have no great thing about that. But this right here, just always bring the people out. You start looking at people's psychology of their mind, how they vote, what they truly like, because these be the bigger issues, right? These be more of the ideology issues, man.
Yeah, so, we arguing over these isms. That's all. Most times,
I like them ism arguments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most time when people going back and forth, it's over the isms. I hope that we can learn to find more common ground because we have more similarities and commonalities than we have differences. And election time just brings up kind of like a split between ideologies, but at the end of the day, once this election is over, it's like, okay, what's next? What are we talking about? We uniting, we standing together, we trying to fix something. What are we doing? And maybe we can start preparing for the next election in the next 4 years after this one, depending on how it go. But yeah, I love these discussions. Thank you everybody for joining. It's gonna get better. He laughing because I said MAGA mind. Yeah, that's what they are, man. The Trump cult. It's literally a cult, man. I've never seen nothing like it other than like Jim Jones and the Kool-Aid. He had a big following, but we don't want to go down that route. We want someone who is.
Let me get last little shout out, man. Appreciate you paying for sticking all the way through. Moonless Night, you stuck all the way through. Khalid M, you stuck all the way through. So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all been doing anything, but y'all spent the hour. It's a change. It's a change with Dr. Too Sweet. That's right. It's the Doctah Hour.
Yep, and looking forward to the upcoming discussions. If y'all ever have topics that y'all want to see discussed or that's heavy on your mind, or you just want to, open that discussion, feel free to drop it in the chat or send me a message, send one of the Craigs a message, and we'll try to get that. I mean, the election is coming up though, so this was important to talk about. We probably got one more week before the actual election, so let's keep sharing correct information.
Hey, so next week, do you want to start out with a little live action?
We can, if A1 want to go head up, it's nothing. Like
I'm talking about the audience. The audience.
Oh yeah. Anytime. I'm all for the interaction. I thought we was gonna like have call-in questions or something this time, or I wasn't able to focus on the chat, but next time I'm gonna have it together to where I can have the chat.
Yeah, we might want to drop the link next time, and you have the actual conversation live with the people, man. You got we know Kadarius and all of that. They should be looking. They should be looking up here.
But you know how it is, especially me being a woman. I immediately offend a lot of people just because I'm a woman and I'm opinionated. So a lot of times they're not going to support. They probably going to watch it later when we can't tell who's watching. But that's fine too, as long as they see it.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, y'all. Well,
anything else you want to leave us with before we go?
Nothing specific. Again, I hope that people just he said no, don't focus on the chat. Again, I just want people to make informed decisions. You're an American citizen, you have every right to vote however you want to. I even said I respect people more who are voting for Jill Stein, even though I have my opinion about that, it being a kind of a wasted vote. But it's, again, you're able to vote for who you want to, but at least have the information. At least know what you're voting for or who you're voting for, so that you don't have to pay for it down the road. So yeah, just make informed decisions, folks.
Okay, then we finna end with this outro.
Wait.
Okay.
Real quick. Thank you, Walter. Walter brought up a good point. it's very important that you vote every 2 years for your congressmen and your senators, your House of Representatives, even your local elections, like the people who are
like the mayor, city council.
Yeah, your mayor, your governor, your city council, your aldermen, all of those people matter because, as I mentioned on my last one, these are the people that are going to funnel your interest into the higher parts of the government. So the presidency is important, but also make sure you get out and vote for these other people as well. Hey, Pam being an instigator. All right, I gotta go, y'all. Hey, what's up, DMG? Why you always come at the last minute, man? I don't like that. I feel like you should have been here, but I got you. Salute. Thank you for joining. We just wrapping up right about now. Somebody is instigating me to go check out the back chat. It must be popping in there right now. I don't know. I gotta see.
Yeah, go check out that back chat. Hey, what we gonna do afterwards, man? But for right now, peace out to everyone that watching DLG. If you want to pop up, you do this like she say every time. Every time. You do it on purpose. Good doctor. Hey, but we up out of here, man. We up out of here.
Yeah. Love y'all. Peace. See you next time. Thank you for being here the whole time, DMG.
Yeah. I know I got about 30 seconds to make y'all feel it before y'all turn it off these days. That I might not even release it. But I be doing this shit for me, help me get through. I feel like I give until I can't, but most don't recognize until I ain't. Blood on them covers, she hoping paint. Sorry mama, but it ain't. This world took a toll on me, and everyone that say they love me always seem to follow me. The same one that call me great, treat me like I ain't shit. I read between the lines, it's written all over your eyes. I see the disappointment in the eyes of the ones who want me dead, but I ain't never been scared, I tried to get there. Sometimes I wonder if I survived or did I die on that ride to that hospital. Demons all around me, I am not them.